Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. Now this is a GW Panther, the GW Panther, the Tier 7 German SPG, and we're located on the south spawn of Malinovka. And you can see that this GW has a mark of excellence on the barrel, so the player is a very experienced one, and her name is Angelina75. And sounds like she's got a female commander on the vehicle as well. And she's moving off to her firing position. Now, I do believe that this is an encounter battle. We're hearing some rounds go out, but let's have a look. Well, she's found her firing position, and we can see the enemy. Okay, Panther 10 there, and Object 416. Which one she can go? Well, looks like the object. No, she's got a red line there, so she can't fire there. There's a Firefly dialing in the aim. That looks a good first target, but she loses sight of it. Now, going back to the Object 416, who is in sight, but is just using the side of the wrecked church for cover. Well, she can hit him. And that 416 has just gone down. It was taken out by the M40. And there's that Panther M10 again. She's dialing in the aim. And ready to go. And she gets a hit. 30 hit points. It was a splash. And she's reloading. Right, so T28 perched on the edge there. And down below we've got a Type 62. And he's facing off against the 5916. Oh, we just lost the Cromwell to the T28. That looks pretty fatal. Fires a round in. Oh, it just a little too late. It went behind the T28. Did stun them, but it missed them. Now she's almost reloaded. Almost ready to go. Now the Firefly is now on top, just behind the windmill. And she can get a shot on it. It goes through that gap. Yep, there it is. Round out. Oh, what a fantastic shot there. She wiped out the building, but she did 295 hit points of damage to the Firefly, who's being assaulted now. And he's gone down, so she's picked up all the stun assist off that one as well. But there's that T28, and he's going to be a difficult customer now. He's getting shot in the side, and he's receiving Arty rounds from the other Artys. And Angelina gets a round into him as well for 240, and that's very useful. It's forced him to back away. He can't stay up there and fight those tanks, not when he's being hit multiple times by Arty. It's impossible for him to stay there. And looks like that Centurion's popped down to keep him in position, pin him in position so the rest of the Arty can have a go. And in the meantime, Angelina was having a look at that 88, and there's a Steer Waffenträger. Oh, and he just took out the 5916. Now, can she get around into him? Round out. And she kills him! 278 hit points, wipes him out. That's her first kill on the board. And that T28 finally goes down to the M40, M43. Now that 88 is hiding behind that rock, and it's going to be very difficult for Angelina to get a shell in there. She's loaded, but she fires. Round out. No, it hits the rock face. It's just the rear of the vehicle which is exposed at the moment. He's pretty well hidden, but he did get stunned, so that's something. So Angelina's moving. She's changing position. And I think it's actually an important factor to take into consideration on these encounter games, is that you've got to watch out for the enemy coming up behind you if they do a circuit of the map and come around the other side. But it's also important to note that once your team have actually seized the top northeast corner of the map, it's quite a safe place for Arty to go into the northeast corner behind the windmill, because you can fire over most of the map, and it's the last place the enemy's going to look for an Arty if they've already been up there already and lost that ground. Okay, well that round went in on that T-3485, but we're going to have a look at the 88, and I think there is a Panther M10 up there. That's the first one that she saw and fired on. A moving steady up the hill. Of course, most of you will probably know that the GW Panther wasn't actually built. It was a design concept by Krupp Company that was put together in 1942, 1943. But they never went ahead and built one because they never got the opportunity to. They did produce some models, and that's how Wargaming know what the actual GW Panther would have looked like. Okay, she's loaded and she's looking for the enemy Arty. Oh, she's got another target to fire. It's that Panther M10. It's gone all the way south. Oh, we just ram-killed that Comet. Ouch. And that's annoying. She's got a red line there, which means she couldn't fire on him, but she didn't need to because the Steel Waffenträger on our side managed to get him. Now, where is the enemy Arty? Well, we're looking for Tracer. Oh, there was the Tracer! Just around about there. That looks to be the right place. She's indicating target. Rounds out. Oh, makes a lovely noise, the Arty shells, when they're going in now. Wargaming got that sound just right. Okay. Just going to have another go at the bushes. Round out. No. We have a general idea of where the enemy Arty are, but unless you continually watch the same ground again and again, you won't actually be able to pin it down precisely. You know the general vicinity, and you can then look for the bushes that you think that the enemy might be hiding in. But not all Arty players will actually hide in a bush. Sometimes they will hide behind the bush, and a lot of experienced Arty players will of course relocate the moment they've fired and find a new firing position. And so you can fire at the bush you thought they were in, but they're no longer there. They've moved. But I do approve what Angelina's doing. It's getting up on top of the hill. It's going to make her less vulnerable to that Wizzy 131, which is coming up the bottom of the hill now. It's just been taken out by the Borsig with almighty round, and I think Angelina's going to take out that T-3485. Round out. Oh! Well, she didn't take him out to kill with a kill shot. The Borsig got that, but she certainly damaged him before the Borsig fired, and so she managed to claim 52 hit points off that T-3485. And she also got some stun from him as well. 207 hit points. Now, where is that Arty? Somewhere in that view, there is a hidden Arty. In fact, there's probably more than one. The enemy's still got 3 Artys, an M44, a GW Panther, and a GW Tiger P. That's the Tier 6, Tier 7, and Tier 8 German SPGs. Well, she's indicating where she's looking, telling her team where she thinks they might be. But until she gets it confirmed, she's going to hold on to her rounds. She's got 15 rounds of standard HE, 5 rounds of premium. Oh, there's one of the enemy. It's a medium tank. It's the M4A3E8. Or Easy 8. Oh, we made a big mistake there. Pull back to take... Oh, and he's paid for it. 196 hit points, 2 critical hits. He shouldn't have pulled back like that after he was seen. Should have carried on to behind cover. And then he's going to hope that he goes unspotted. Well, he has gone unspotted. But the unfortunate thing is we just lost our Borsig. The enemy M44 just took him out. And that means now the enemy has got 4 vehicles to our 3. The Easy 8 and the 3 Artys. against the Steel Waffenträger, the GW Panther of Angelina, and the M4A3E2 on our side. Now the E2 is nearly 100% health. He's currently going into the forest down at the bottom. You can just see him there on the left. He's going into the forest. That's probably where the enemy Arty is located. And yes, we found one of them. GW Panther. Dialing in the aim and round out. Oh, round went out. It actually hit the wreck. She definitely got a twang as it hit the wreck there. So she was bang on target. It's just the A3E2 was a little too quick for her, and he claimed the kill. Now we've got the steer on one side. I suspect that we'll find that at least one of those enemy arties, the M44 probably, has actually moved further west and is probably located maybe in the southwest corner of the map. The GW Tiger P is less likely to move, and if anything, I would suggest that he's probably in grid square B1 or C1. There's the Easy 8. Oh, and the Waffenträger's getting rounds into him. Round out. Oh, just behind him, but it did stun him, and that's going to help the Waffenträger. Now, she's reloading rapidly, and she'll change position. There's the... Oh, and the Steel Waffenträger takes out the Easy 8. That means it's now 3 versus 2. That should make things a little more interesting. I would suggest to Steel Waffenträger that instead of actually going to the edge of the lake, that he actually do a circuit of the map going around the clockwise around the map, going around the southwest corner and working their way up the west side of the map, because he'll probably spot that M44 on the way. But the Waffenträger is actually going in the wrong direction. He's headed over here where we think the GW Tiger P will be located. And the problem with that, of course, is you've got too many tanks hunting in this area, and we've only got 2 minutes 40 seconds left on the clock. So we haven't got long to find these two Arty. If we don't find them, unless we start the clock on the cap, this is going to end up as a draw. And of course, it's getting very close to the point now that we do need somebody. In fact, we need 2 tanks to get into the cap, because this is an encounter. There's the GW Tiger P. He was in grid scale 1, and Angelina was very quick on the fire there. 168 hit points. She gets another kill, and that's her second. Now, they need to get 2 tanks into the cap now. If they don't, there won't be enough time to find the M44. Ideally, Angelina needs to get into the cap. She's a fair distance away. I think she's aware of this. She's moving down the hill. If you're in this sort of situation, you've got to remember that the encounter battle, the cap time is a lot longer. And we've already passed the point at which one single tank on their own could cap out and win. Long past that. I think that was about 3 minutes 40 seconds, and we're now at 1 minute 20. So we need all 3 tanks now in the cap in order to cap out in time. And I think they still want that kill, and it's wrong to do that. Now, Angelina's right. She's going to the cap as quickly as she can. But I think it's just too late now. Yep, it's down to 1 minute. They could probably do it just if they all get into the cap. The 1 minute hooter has been heard. And the AC2 is headed this way, but he seems to be also partially following the Waffenträger. Well, Angelina's in the cap now, and you can see what's 3 minutes 20 seconds actually. I was wrong, it wasn't 3:40. It's 3 minutes 20 seconds. But there's only 30 seconds left on the clock. And so even if another one gets into the cap right now, they still won't have enough time to cap out. Here comes the Easy 2. 20 seconds to go. Yep, I think that M44 is heading round the map anti-clockwise. And at this moment, he's probably up the hill at the top. Okay, the Easy 2's in, and that's reduced it to 118, but there's only 3 seconds to go. 2, 1, it's a draw. Oh dear, Steel Waffenträger. Sometimes you don't carry on hunting. You must secure the win. If it gets to a situation like this where you've got very few tanks left and not enough time to hunt them down, you've got to jump into the cap and start capping to force the enemy to come to you. And in this situation, it didn't happen. Angelina did the right thing. She went to the cap straight away as soon as she realized the problem, but it was just too late because the others wouldn't join her. And as a consequence, they drew this battle, which is basically equates to a loss because they can't win and they can't either way. So both sides have lost, so to speak. Let's have a look at the end of battle stats. Well, it was a third-class tanker for Angelina 75. She did do a lot of good work in this, and she got a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. She got 7. And best of all, she managed to pick up a Confederate. She hit more of the enemy than anyone else on her team. At least 6 tanks subsequently destroyed by others, and we can see that list there. So she was pumping out shells and hitting the targets. When it came to damage, she was third with 1,679 hit points. When it came to kills, she was joint second with the others, with the Waffenträger and the M40 and the Borsig. Borsig came first with 3 kills. But let's have a look at the detailed report. Well, she fired 14 rounds, got 4 direct hits, 4 penetrations and 8 splash. Damage of 1,679 hit points, all at more than 300 meters. She hit 9 of the enemy, damaged 9 of the enemy, but only killed 2 of them. But she did get stun assistance of 690 hit points off 10 stuns. On a standard account, she got 19,340 credits, and she got 10,000 credits for her personal missions payout, along with 3,570 credits because she managed to get an epic medal, even though her team didn't win. So you get the compensation for not actually getting a win. And that will bump up her credits to 32,910, and after ammunition resupply she was still left with 17,230 credits, which is a reasonable haul considering this was a draw. And she received 439 base XP, and she also got the achievements award here for 287, as well as the personal missions payout of 363, bringing her total of XP to 1,089. So yeah, Angelina did the right thing, but unfortunately we couldn't find that M44, and my suggestion is that you have to think logically, what would the enemy do under these circumstances? And when you've got one M44 who's a reasonably fast Arty, what would he do? He would go into the places on the map that he knows the enemy has already checked and looked, because they started in that position, and that was the southwest corner of the map or up the hill. So I rather think that as Angelina was coming down one side of the map, the M44 was going up the other side of the hill, and that's why they could never see them. But Angelina at least did try to get the win by going to the cap. It's just a pity that the others didn't recognise the urgency of the situation and do the same. So, if you enjoyed this replay, please give it a like and do subscribe to our channel, and hopefully it'll be your replay that I'll be featuring in the next video.